Hello and welcome back to Shelf Center. This is Bryce. Thanks so much for stopping by. Thanks for liking and subscribing. If this is something you end up enjoying, you never know, it could happen. Well, it's been a while and it's time for me to come clean. Finally, I've been kind of, dreading probably making this video, which is why it's been almost a month since my last video. But I kind of have to just, be clear. I've had to kind of prioritize some things in my life, and sadly, this channel has gone on the back burner, and I really never wanted that to happen. I was committed, but here we are, a couple years in. And I've got to kind of at least take an extended break, if not permanent. I'm not exactly sure. My hope is to still post someday in the future. Maybe even continue with shorts if I can keep that going. That would be cool. But basically, I have got to kind of, call it quits for now. Hopefully it's just for now. But I wanted to be clear about that. I really have appreciated my time doing this. I've just made some of the greatest friends ever. And I still, I've kind of removed myself completely for the last almost month, and it's been kind of sad. So I am excited still to somewhat at least contribute to the community, if not through video form. Anyway, it pains me to even make this video at all. But I did want to at least leave you on a final kind of TBR / update video, and so it's not just like bleh. But so I'm still talking books. But so anyway, if you have any questions or anything or want to reach me, I still will be probably semi-active at least on X / Twitter. And I've been terrible at all kinds of things, and I'm hoping to still continue. I've got some good big book clubs that I can still do some live streams on. We shall see. But basically, I wanted to just, again, be very clear with you. Had to prioritize family, work, church, all kinds of things. So anyway, had to do that. Here we are, and we're gonna go forward. So anyway, how was April? How did we do with April? Pretty stellar month, frankly, if you go numbers wise. I did a lot of short books for some reason. I just was like on a roll. I think I just found out that Hoopla had a ton of like novellas that I really was already interested in. So let's jump into that one. April, 9 books, but 5 of which are novellas, so it's a little bit cheating. I will admit here I may have to adjust some numbers on my Goodreads goals just to be accurate there. But anyway, the first one I did read was The Eye of the Bedlam Bride, not a novella, number 6 in the Dungeon Crawler Carl universe, and it's just somehow 6 solid books, just no dip. Usually there's one that's like, oh, well, that's the bad one, right? Or that's at least the not as good as the others. I'll be honest, I can't, like, they're all just like, probably S and A tier, but I don't know which one. I should do some kind of a if I were still doing videos, that'd be a fun video to do as a tier list. But see, that's where my mind goes. Oh, that's a fun video. Then Spec Ops Expeditionary Force number 2 I did read. Craig Allenson. Still good. I will say I loved the first one just because I don't know if I don't know what my expectations were on that, but they apparently weren't high, and it blew me out of the water, and I was living that world. Whereas this one, I kind of slowly got into it again, and then I was back into drinking and living up the world there. So still very good, still excellent. Then I did read Vigilance by Robert Jackson Bennett. Again, one of the novellas. This is one of my favorite authors. I really love his work. This was good. I don't like any book that goes overly political in like a slap you over the face kind of method, and this felt like a little heavy-handed here. Like, even, I agreed with plenty of things. I disagreed with some things. It just felt like a little too much, like a little too, the general premise, how we get to this, just felt like it could have been explained a little better, a little more, that it made sense. And the way I felt like this went was, I live in an echo chamber, and so this is how it's going to go. But just my 2 cents there. So I think I read it at 3 or 4 out of 10. Not my favorite. Then another one, pretty disappointed in actually. This one, The Book of Elsewhere, again found it and was like, I should read this. I want to see what this is like. I dabbled in the comic, the Berserker comic, and I kind of looked up some things. Apparently the Berserker comic that this is based on was like the #1 success of like indie comics or something at the time or whatever. And it's pretty cool. I've liked that as opposed to this was kind of just, I just couldn't get into it. I just didn't love the characters, didn't love the main character, kind of just felt like it just was repetitive, kept talking about kind of the same theme over, like it was just, again, hit you over the head with it. Theme, not political or anything, but it just was like, all right, okay. Okay. I quoted something. What was the quote over and over again? I just was like, are you kidding me? Like, I get it, but we get it by now. So just not my favorite. I don't know if I'll continue, if there's more. I think there's some stories that really are just made for certain mediums. And like, I felt like that story is probably a comic story and that's what it should stay. Or movie, probably a good movie. But book form, just, it didn't do it for me. Then I learned, my copy of this, I made its way home apparently. The Untethered Sky by Fonda Lee. You'll see, there's a couple Fonda Lees on this. Another novella, and it was excellent. I really, absolutely had a blast. Cool new world, interesting, gets right to it, right down to it. Fonda Lee is just excellent with her characters, and so you fall in love. It's not, it wasn't Greenbone Saga level, I'll be honest. But it was good. It was really good. I mean, the problem is I really love Greenbone and fell in love with some of those characters. So that's, this kind of ruined me for other things. Maybe, I don't know. But I still like this. Then I grabbed The Emperor's Soul by Brandon Sanderson. I had never read it for some reason, and I've had it on my list. I just never read it. It was really good. I see why it won awards. I think a Nebula, is that what it was, or Hugo? One of the two, I get them mixed up. But it was really excellently done. It was a really good, felt like just Sanderson on the top of his game, which I've kind of been feeling like, I don't know, I got overly Sandersoned for a while there, and now I'm coming back to it. So, because it's not my only one, we'll talk. Then I did, it just happened to be free on Audible, so Dead Until Dark, Charlaine Harris, was, I guess, what you expect. It was entertaining, it was fun, and some of the things were like, really? I don't know. Unbelievable. It's obviously, but I'm just like, obviously it's a vampire tale or whatever, but it was fine. It wasn't like anything to write home about for me. It was good, and I see why people like it. All right, then a couple more Fonda Lees. These are Greenbone Saga. So the first one I read was The Jade Setter of Janloon, which apparently is supposed to be read after the trilogy. Actually, both are, because they do kind of affect some of the characters, and it's better to know them first, I think, just because you don't get a lot of setup. Anyway, this one is the novella, The Jade Setter of Janloon, whereas Jade Shards, the other one I read, it's a short story collection, and so I like Jade Setter better. It was really good. It was very, very character driven, and I really, really loved it. I mean, it was up there on par with the series, whereas Jade Shards was, there's some really good ones and some ones that I liked less. It was interesting to know some more things about the character, so it's like as a diehard fan, you gotta read it just to get some of the, I don't know, some of the understanding that you wanted, maybe or maybe not, by reading the trilogy. I do have my beautiful broken binding versions of these. So cool. It's on the back. Anyway, so, all right, this is just beautiful. Anyway. All right, that makes the 9 for the month of April. Is a good month. Maybe not making videos is actually helping me read more. You could say that. But I do miss making the videos. It's fun, and this is actually really fun to do. But May, let's look into May. May, I got a couple I'm actually reading with my kids, which is cool. But so Sufficiently Advanced Magic by Andrew Rowe. I love this series. I thought this would be a good one. They're like in the lit RPG, so let's do it. And so we're deep into it. maybe about halfway through. And then because I do more driving probably with my son, so this is with like 3 of my kids, I am currently reading Sufficiently Advanced Magic on our way to school. But then with my son, since I also take him other places, we added Forging Divinity, which I think is a prequel series, as I understand it. We haven't gotten to that yet, but by Andrew Rowe. I think it's War of the Mirrors, book 1. Anyway, they've been really good, really cool lit RPG. Although Forging Divinity is less lit RPG-y, if that makes sense. But still very good. Then this is my other Sanderson I kind of alluded to, the Alloy of Law. I don't know how, I picked it up and actually already finished it. So that was, picked it up in May and then I've already finished it. So technically, but haven't, technically we're in the TBR portion of our video here, but I have already read it and it was great. I actually, man, I'm debating whether I actually might have liked it more than the original trilogy. I really loved Mistborn Final Empire and Hero of Ages, number 3. Number 2 it was harder to love. It was a little slower. It's just not as much happens. It's a little rougher. So I think, I don't know, but this one's so punchy. The Alloy of Law was just so much fun, and Wax and Wayne are just some great characters. They're fun. I really felt like Sanderson was just like, you can kind of see why he kind of randomly wrote this. This was like his fun one. It wasn't a secret project, but it was like not an initial intention to do a Western type Mistborn series. But I don't know, I felt like these characters, he just kind of was like, I gotta write about them, and they're absolutely a blast. All right, then Rejoice, A Knife to the Heart by Stephen Erickson. This is one I have. I'm actually, the 3 books that I'm in the middle of. That's one of them. It's different. It's not Malazan, right? I have not read a lot. I don't even know if I've ever read anything non-Malazan from Erickson. I tried Willful Child one time, but I had to kind of like give it a break. I wasn't jiving with it very well. But this one's been good. So far, so good. I haven't been doing it very long, so I've been reading it very long, so we're getting there. But interesting. I'm intrigued so far. But then we've got Valor. I know I said last month, but it kind of got moved in. I don't know why I went on that novella run, but I really want to read Valor by John Gordon, book 2 in The Faithful and the Fallen. I'm getting back in. Anyway, that's just one. It takes some time, and I think I need to review some notes and some reviews of book 1. So, but to just kind of get me in the flow again. Then, of course, This Inevitable Ruin. gotta read it. It's the last. I've been kind of pushing it off as far as I can, but I'm gonna end up reading it. It's the last Dungeon Crawler Carl. I'm hoping there will be another one here soon. He's been pretty consistent, 1 or even 2 or a couple years, so it's like it's a hard schedule to keep on though. But there's a lot going on that and maybe that's why it's had such good, these haven't been coming out for very long, even in self-published form, even though they're, now coming out in traditional. But maybe that's why they're at such a good level, because it's like they're almost just like one book, frankly. So anyway, This Inevitable Ruin, Dungeon Crawl Carl number 7. Very excited for it. And then finally, if I can throw it in, because apparently I could read up to 9 or 10 books a month is what I've been doing, which is way throwing off my numbers. But Fool's Errand, want to get back into Tawny Man, into Robin Hobb. I need to finish The Realm of the Elderlings. I really have enjoyed up to this point. I really loved Live Ship Traders the most so far, and I'm excited to see kind of what the other characters are doing, if that makes sense. So, Tawny Man, Fool's Errand, very much looking forward to that. So anyway, this is it. This might be my last video for some time. I really appreciate, again, everything, just our interactions. You guys, you've made this just such a fun time in my life, and I cannot thank you enough. I hope to continue at some point, but right now I got to prioritize my kiddos, and that's really it. They're busy. They are in a lot of things, and even in the summer, it doesn't even slow down. So got to be realistic about these things. Am I right? So anyway, to take Logan Ninefinger's advice, that's one of the things I'm doing here. We'll move on for a little bit, I hope, and we'll see where things go from here. Appreciate it. Cannot thank you enough for all the interactions we've had over the years now. And we'll catch you next time. I hope there's next time. We'll see you. Bye.